Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. The game I want to show today is my fourth round match uh, in the Balochistan Qualification Chess Championship against previous Balochistan champion Muhammad Ayaz Khan, who is a brilliant player and has a great understanding of positional play, especially the pawn structure, the pawn breaks, and how to utilize the pass pawn and uh, he is a very dangerous opponent. Uh, there is a theme in Balochistan that whenever someone get pair against me, uh, he will get free coaching from any uh, players, and they will advise him to play this or that against me. But Muhammad Ayaz Khan is a very senior player, and he play what he usually plays, and that is the best strategy. You should not change your game plan uh, just before the match, and you should play what you usually play. So in this game I was white. I played d4. He replied with d5, his usual reply. I played knight f3, and he replied with knight f6. Here I played c4, and he played c6, the Slav defense. I developed my knight to c3, and he played h6. But the idea of h6 in Slav defense or in Queen Gambit decline, it is getting popular, uh, and it is just to stop the bishop move to g5. This idea is usually there is a player in Pakistan, Muhammad Ramzan Nitan from Tonsa, and he's a very good player. He usually do that. In this game, Ayaz played h6 and trying to hamper my development of my dark square bishop. So I developed the dark square bishop to f4, and he played bishop to f5, trying to develop his light square bishop before closure of the pawn chain. So after the movement of this bishop, the b7 pawn is weak. So I immediately attacked the b7 pawn, and after thought, he returned the bishop back to c8, which is the best move in the position. Here I played e3, and he replied with e6, and I developed the light square bishop to d3, and he played bishop to d6. Now he's threatening to exchange the dark square bishop. Uh, although this exchange usually favors white in such structures, but I was not interested to simplify the game. So I played knight to e5, avoiding the exchange of dark square bishop. But Mr. Ayaz Khan was uh, having intention to get rid of the dark square bishop in any case, so he played knight to h5. I just castled because after this takes at f4 and take back with the pawn, my knight is having a great outpost at h5, and it is not easy to get rid of the knight, and f6 is a very weakening move, and I will be having light square control, and there will be light square around the king. So here he played knight to d7, and uh, I took the pawn at d5 because uh, if he takes with the pawn from c6, my light square bishop will be having scope, and I uh, could have pinned the knight. So he took with the e pawn, And now his king side is getting weak, so I immediately develop my a rook to e1, and he castled. Uh, Here I played bishop to b1. I want to shift the game towards the king side, and for that I need to remove these pieces and get my queen back to the king side. So as this knight is sitting very comfortably on e5, so the king side attack will be very dangerous. Here he played queen 2, h4. Uh, he's trying to get his knight uh, via f6 to g4. So I immediately attack the queen. Uh, Not immediately. I first, I it was a kind of trap that I'm preparing knight to f3 and h3, and the queen will be trapped if he plays this move. So he played knight to f6. So I immediately attacked the queen, and he knew that if he moved the queen to h5, the queen will get trapped. So he correctly played queen to g4, and here I played h3, and the queen returned to his home. And here I replace my knight to e5. So after this series of moves, who get benefit? Uh, I think White is the one who got benefit because I got a luft. I'm controlling the g4 square. My knight is going to g3. My queen is free to come to the king side. Uh, so here he took the knight. Although it is not a good move, because now I'm having a great expansion in the center and a better control of the center, and now I can launch the kingside attack very easily. So the knight is attacked, so he played knight to e8, and I played knight to g3, preparing queenside, kingside expansion, and he played a prophylactic move g6. Uh, has The queen to bishop battery uh, is coming into play very soon. So I played queen to g3, queen to d3, uh, and he replied with knight to g4. Here I played f4, and according to the computer, this is a mistake. Although it is not easy to understand the concept why it is a mistake, uh, probably what the computer wants is to get a tempo over the h6 pawn, and after he plays king to h7, now I can play f4, and now as the bishop is uh, active now on this diagonal, so he cannot play this move because I will take the knight, and then I will enter the position like this, and even I can have a rook luft as well. uh, so that's what the computer want to play, but uh, I immediately played f4, and he replied with knight to f5, and I took the knight, he took with the queen, and I avoided the queen exchange via queen to g3, and he played queen to h5. Here I played f5, although I was thinking about h5 and e6. E6 is very interesting and completely winning. For example, after e6, you cannot take with the bishop because I will sacrifice the rook, and now you are losing the queen. The queen is trapped. But uh, f5 is also a good move, and I played f5 instead of e6, and he replied with g6. Now this queen is in a very vulnerable position, so I played bishop to d3 and trying to get my bishop to e2 to trap the queen, and he played bishop to d6, and here in a haste I played bishop to e2, although I should have prepared uh, a bit more, uh, because this queen is going nowhere. Anyhow, the queen exchange is in the favor of white. I am having a big initiative on the queen side, king side. So I took the queen, and he took back with the pawn, and now this pawn is very weak. This pawn is very weak. These monster pawns are destroying the black position. So I played rook to f4. He played f6, but I am not opening the position in a, anyway. So I played e6, bishop to e8, and I took the pawn. And he played king to h7. Now I played rook to g4. I was hoping for this move, but he played rook to g8, trying to exchange the rook. So I uh, exchanged the rook because this pass pawn is a winning asset in the end game. So here played king to f2, and after rook to c1, a good move. I played rook to c1. Now he cannot play this pawn break, but he activated his rook this way, and I activated my rook via c3, and he played rook to g7, and I closed the uh, g file by pushing g4. And now my intentions are very clear. I want to push these pawns and get rid of this pawn, and then the game will end on the king side. He played king to h7. I played rook to g3. He played b6, and I stopped the c5 push via b3, b4, and he uh, transferred the rook to c7. But I played h5, as this move is uh, too slow, and I'm getting breakthrough on the king side. So he played rook because there is no play for black. Black has nothing to do. So I calmly played king to e3, and after rook to c7 again, I played g4, g5, takes. He returned the rook instead of taking, so I now my king is at f4, and now I'm breaking through. So he took, I took, he takes, I takes, and instead of exchanging the rook, he went to c7 again, and now I place the king to e5, and he tried king to h6, and I played rook to g8, taking his bishop. He tried to exchange the rook, but uh, or get activity, not exchange the rook, get activity for his rook somehow. But I just played rook to h8 with a check. Now, if he move the rook here, the rook will be blocked by the queen, so I can take the bishop. Or if he move the king, again the king will be blocking the rook, and I will take the bishop, and here he resigned. A brilliant game, and it was a quite a dominant performance, as it was the first game in the morning. Uh, so please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.